Gemstone Beach. The little stream there. And there are fossickers everywhere. Yep, good morning. It's another day here in the South Island, and today we're in Riverton. So we're heading off to Oropuki, Gemstone Beach. So hopefully we'll find some cool, interesting rocks. Nice little town here. As you probably noticed, there's a pretty cool painting over on the wall on the building behind me. So just got a little ways to go. Just stopped to get something to take for lunch and we'll be off. So I've been waiting a long time to come here. It's been on the bucket list, the to-do list for a long years and years. And now we're here. We're going to go see what we can find. So come along and let's have an adventure together. Yeah, so if you're going to Gemstone Beach and you're thinking you're going to find gemstones, I think you'll be sadly disappointed, because there's really no gemstones at Gemstone Beach, just a lot of pretty rocks that everyone likes collecting. So today I'm going to be looking for some worm fossil or trace fossils for worm casts. That's what I've been told are here. Got the little picture showing what they look like. They're pretty cool and got my heart set on finding one of them. So hopefully we'll find something. We're going to be turning off into West Mullins Road, I think it is, just up here. And we're nearly there.
In 500 metres, turn left onto Mullins Road West.
Yeah, see, told you. Hopefully that comes through on the video. Gemstone Beach, turn left. .300 metres.
Take the next left onto Mullins Road West, then you will arrive at your destination.
That was a bit of a, there's a double road leading into here. The old
you have arrived.
Gadgetry of the modern cars gives you old beep 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 beeps when you're getting too close.
Off the road.
I'm just parking in here. So come along and we'll see what's down here on the beach. My mate's already been down. He was here at 9 o'clock this morning. He said don't worry about walking down the high tide line. I'm down the low tide line, just walk along where all the pebbles are washed up on the beach. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Gemstone Beach. There's a little stream there. And there are fossickers everywhere. everywhere. Be plenty for everyone, I think. So we'll go down and find something for ourselves. So down on the beach, very much like all the other beaches I've been on. We'll go I'll probably want to go down over to the cliffs. That's where I want to go. Thought I'd come down to the waterline, have a look at some of the ones that are wet before I make my way over to the cliffs. Beautiful day, absolutely corker. Mountains in the background. You can see why this place is raved about. So let's keep looking. So we're coming up to the stream down here at the where it meets the sea. It doesn't look too bad at all, nice and fordable. Probably won't even go over the top of my boots. We'll go in and have a look. Pretty cool. See all the stones tumbling down. And that's how they get all rounded. There's not that much of a...
Where it wasn't quite so deep. Once I get wet, you don't worry.
Yeah. I got waterproof boots. Now that we've crossed the stream here behind us, we're going to go up and have a look over in the big piles of stones over there by the cliffs. But come on, let's go see what we can find. The usual sort of stuff around here that we've seen on other beaches. We'll see if we can find something different, eh? So we'll keep looking because this is Gemstone Beach. I don't know how good it's going to be along the cliffs here. There's bigger, definitely bigger stuff, and as you can see, there's actually a line of the pebbles eroding out of the cliff. There's another line of them up there. So what's that? It's about 30 feet up. I didn't bring my pick or hammer to dig, so I will just be looking at the freshly eroded stuff along here and see what there is. You see it down there? There it is. I'm so excited. This is awesome. It's what I've been looking for, and I found one. Cool. I love those chevron patterns. That is my find of the day so far. I am so excited. Not that you can tell, eh? Cool. I love it. And there's still a little bit more cliffs to go. But this is what I was looking for. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Such a beautiful day. And letting me find one. Awesome. I've just found another one. Look at that. Focus, focus. Cool. Not as good as my first one, but it's still one. I'm gonna keep looking. I don't hear the wife calling, so I guess I can keep looking. Yes. Oh, the phone's just told me it's 12 o'clock lunchtime. I've been walking about an hour, so I better get back to the car and to the missus and grab a bite to eat. So no, today's been really awesome. So sort of was a little bit jaded, I suppose the word is, about coming here, because it was just another beach. But as you can see, it's turned out pretty cool. So if you're down this way, definitely make your trip here, because it's well worth it. But I'm going to go back, get something to eat, and we'll see what we'll be doing next. Okay guys, get you back at the car. So just a little bit further down from where we are is a place here called Monkey Island. Out there behind us. We'll find out why it's called Monkey Island. Now at low tide you can walk over to it. Looks like there's stairs going up to the top for a lookout. So I'm not sure if there's any rocks here or not. But come along, let's have a look, eh? So Monkey Island, Te Puka o Take Timu. This rocky knob, which becomes an island at high tide, has great significance to Māori, as Te Puka o Take Timu, the anchor stone of the legendary Take Timu waka canoe, which was wrecked in Te Waiwai Bay, which is this bay out here. Monkey Island was a traditional Māori lookout for whales, and in the 19th century, interest focused on another treasure, gold dust, which lay on local beaches. The district's first gold mining settlement was built near this site. Hey, gold mining here. We'll go down and have a quick look, see what's down there, eh? So here at Monkey Island we've got these also basalt. Got sparkly bits in it. Probably more like a granite type thing. Similar sort of stones to around the corner. Monkey Island. This is quite cool. You've got these boulders stuck in this matrix. Looks like it's a lot of iron and they're just rolling out of it. We've just been here to the Riverton Museum and Tourist Centre. If you're ever in Riverton, highly recommend coming here. They've got an awesome display. The geology section, they got all the rocks from the area, and they even have a little pamphlet of all the rocks you can get from Gemstone Bay. And I was able to identify the rock I got from Monkey Island as Scarborough. So, cool. So, if you're here, highly recommend it. And they have the little fridge magnets for Gemstone Bay here. So, another one to add to my collection. So guys, we keep going. Be another day, another adventure. You know what to do. If you like what you see, like and subscribe to my channel, click the bell button, and that'll get you informed of when I put my next slide up. Okay guys, can't get that. Catch you fellas later. It's time to get my gemstone tumbles out of the polisher. Let's give them a wash. Yeah, got them out in the winter sun, giving them let them dry, and we'll come back and see what they look like. So, back from Gemstone Beach. It's been it was a blast. It was pretty cool, alright. And as you saw, some of these, so those are pretty cool. So, like I said in the video, if you're heading down to Gemstone Beach thinking you're going to find gemstones, well, you're going to be sadly mistaken. And a little bit upset because you went all that way thinking you're going to get diamonds and rubies and emeralds. But in saying that, there are sapphires there in the raw. So they're a little bit harder and few and far between, but they are found. So when we were down there, we got this little pamphlet of A4 sheet of paper saying some of the different stones that you can find, like iodocrase, semi-nephrite, pimpelite, sapphire down here. So I'll put a picture up here of this one. You got stones that have been formed by earthquakes, where if you can see the line, I'll probably chuck a close up of that, where it shows the fault lines in it. Picture stones, porphyry, breccia, gneiss, granites, banded argillite, which is that one, spotted argillite, which is that one, and of course jaspers, and fossil worm castings, which are these. So these fossil worm castings, we'll I'll put this over. Yeah, so you can see it. So these fossil worm castings, they're called ichnogenous protovirgularia, or virgularia. So the ichnogenous means that it's the word ichno means footstep, or translated what's left behind after you've been there. So as you walk down the beach and leave your footprints in the sand, those footprints are the ichno. And the genus is the variety of animal that follows the term that created those footsteps. Yeah, there was a Professor McCoy from Queen's College in Belfast. So back in 1850, he was looking at these trace fossils, and he goes, they look very much like the virgularia. So virgularia is what we call a sea pen or a sea feather, and he thought that's what he was looking at. He was looking at the actual fossil. And so for years and years it was considered to be an actual fossil. But back in, when was it, 1950, they discovered that it wasn't a fossil, but it was a trace fossil. So it was that was left behind after the animal had been tracing through the mud and the sediment. So the protovirgularia, the proto means the original, the primitive, first or earliest. So he thought he was looking at the earliest type of sea pen. But then it's discovered that these here are trace fossils, most likely from a little small clam. Yeah, so the way that they were working was, or leaving those trace fossils, those footsteps behind in the sediment, was as the clam moves through the sediment, its foot comes down. There was what they call a cleft foot clam, so it's got two, the foot splits into two. So as it pushes down to push up through the sediment, it leaves a gap behind it, and then pushes up, pushes down, lifts up, pushes down, lifts up. So similar to this picture over here. So as it pushes down, separates it round, and what we're seeing on these is a cross section of the foot of the clam in action, whereas you can see in the picture here it's actually a circle done, as you can see. So yeah, so we've got just the rhythmic action of the clam moving through the sediment. So these trace fossils, they've been dated at 270 million years old. So that's in the Permian. So that was before the big mass extinction that took out 2/3 of all life on Earth at the time. So the Permian epoch was when New Zealand was connected to Pangaea. So we'll put that up here. So you see, New Zealand was part of Pangaea. The South Island where these come from wasn't actually here in the part of New Zealand. It was actually out underwater. And as the continents broke up through continental drift and tectonic activity, the South Island moved down in behind the North Island. So you can do a bit of research, and it's pretty cool seeing how that works. So these fossils here, the early Māori called them mokoboko, which means the tattooed rock. Throughout time, throughout human history, explorers and paleontologists and general collectors of fossils and pretty stones have stumbled across them down there at Gemstone Beach, where They pick them up and go, oh, this looks cool. And they've been called fossil worm casts. Yeah, so these ichnogenous Protovirgularia were considered to be worm cast fossils up until 1958, when it was discovered that they were trace fossils, as I said earlier, left behind by they presumed was a little bivalve seashell. So, but it wasn't, and that's been the thinking all the way up until just a couple of years ago. So as time's progressed and science has got better and better in understanding our prehistory, there's been consideration made that these trace fossils can possibly have been left behind by other critters. So there was a paper done in 2022, I'll leave the link for it in the description, where a guy, Dirk Knaust, I think that's how you pronounce it, he said that these trace fossils, these Protovirgularia, could actually have been made by other animals other than the clamshell. So, what sort of animals are we talking about? Obviously they had to be pretty small to leave these small trace fossils. So what he's proposed is that, or postulated I suppose is the better word, that these trace fossils have been left by other critters that leave a similar footprint in the sediment as it moves through the sediment there. So he's proposed that the isopods, so like the sea lice, see them down at the beach, they're related to your groundhoppers in the garden and your slaters. So those are isopods. Also annelid. So annelids are worms, more commonly here with bristleworm in the ocean. So while we still call these fossil worm traces, when for many years they'd actually been said that they were from clams, maybe actually they are fossil worm traces, or trace fossils from a worm. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So yep, that's us today. So it's always interesting to do a little bit of research and suss out what you found and that. So yeah, I spent quite a bit of time looking at this. So some of the information I got from was John Patterson, I think it is, from Tumblestone blog. So on our Facebook pages here in New Zealand, there's been some discussion about these fossil worm traces. John in his Tumblestone blog has described them and put some information forward where he suggested that there was another blog he was going to put up, it's not up yet, that there were possibly other makers for these trace fossils. So what I'm presuming is that he's referring to this paper by Dirk Knaust. So yeah, pretty cool, eh? So yeah, we're still here in the South Island, we're still doing our thing. We've got couple more places to go here before we head off over to the other side of the island, over to the west coast. So if you like what you see, come along and join me on the next adventure. We'll be up in a couple of weeks time. And remember, so subscribe to the channel, so when I put up my next video and you've hit the bell button, you'll be notified of the next one coming up in a couple of weeks. So until then, ka kite, we'll catch you fellas later, and have an awesome couple of weeks, as we continue our adventure around the Southland.